Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Shanghai, back for another Eurovision reaction video. Today I'm going to give you my final predictions for who I think is going to qualify for the semi-final number 1. So let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip to a particular point. I'm not sure how I'm going to divvy up the timestamps, but when I do, they'll be in the time bar and also in the description as well. In case you haven't seen already, I've already done a video with my predictions in it, so I'm going to make this a little bit more concise because I've already gone into the kind of deeper justification for where I'm going to put everyone. In that video, I had 6 sections where it was going from very, very strongly felt they'd qualify down to non-qualifying. This I'm keeping much more simple. They're either in or they're out. It's time to stop beating around the bush and say who's in and who is out. So it's a simple yes, no. I have to pick 10. Since my last prediction video, I have seen the 3 rehearsals from the online press room. Plus, I've seen the dress rehearsal, which I watched last night, which no audience there. So one thing I haven't seen is I haven't seen how a live audience reacts. The jury show, which I could have watched last night, happened at around 3 a.m. China time. So yeah, just keep that context in mind. I still haven't seen how the general public react. Obviously, I'm active on Twitter. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter. So I kind of saw how the Euro fandom have reacted to rehearsal clips and whatnot. But yeah, there's still a couple of little bits. I'm also factoring in your polls, the polls I put in my community section, and how you guys voted to them as well. So that's another thing that I'm factoring in. Let's get the main obvious ones out of the way. For me, there are 6 songs which I'm very almost definitely going to go through, and I'm just going to put them in straight away. I'm not going to talk about them too much. I think most people can agree that Ukraine, who are favorites to win, are obviously going to go through. I also think that Greece's staging is absolutely spectacular, and I will not be surprised if they win the jury vote in the first semi-final. This is one of the best stagings that we have this year. Absolutely magical. My number 1 this year is Norway. I just can't see people not loving this. I think its televote alone will be enough for it to qualify. Netherlands, again, absolutely sending utter class. I'm probably not as 100% confident as I was before because some people's reactions to the staging is not as positive as mine, but I still think that it would just be absolutely and utterly diabolically shocking if this didn't make it through. By the way, these are in the order of the running order. Armenia, again, this is a really classy staging. It's right at the end. It just sounds very unique. And again, I think the jury are really going to be positive about this. These 2, I think, are going to go heavy in the televote. And these 3, I think, are going to go heavy on the jury. And the 6th one, which I have to put a small caveat on, which is Portugal. I am putting them in as my almost definite. But if you say to me which of these 6 is the most likely to be a shock non-qualifier, I would say Portugal. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have just seen a couple of people who saw the actual live show. Sorry, this is wonky. Sorry about being wonky for the last 3 minutes. Who just said the reception in the live performance was a bit muted. I saw other people saying that people were in stunned silence. That's just how you interpret it. Some people are going to look and say, oh, people are bored. Some people are going to say they're absolutely wowed, they can't speak. That's very subjective. I haven't seen that reaction myself. I thought it was absolutely spectacular what I saw in the rehearsals. Very, very touching. But we've seen songs that are very, very touching before and not qualify. So it's no guarantee that you're going to make it in. But if you ask me which of the 6 very short ones, those are mine. Now, let's go to the ones that I'm quite almost definite are not qualifying. As much as I do think actually people are exaggerating how bad this is, I think that their final package is pretty well put together. Look, there's no one I'm saying is definitely out. I really do think that there's nobody I'm going to absolutely jaw on the floor, shocked, surprised has gotten in. I can still see Bulgaria getting in, but if you're pushing me to say who do I think is the least likely, I would say it's Bulgaria. Paired up with them, again, is Denmark. I would be very surprised if both of these went through, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of them went through. If they did go through, for me, it would be really that people who love that 70s, 80s kind of rock genre just showed up en masse. At the end of the day, when it comes down to the semi-final predictions, how much of certain demographics are going to vote from 19 different countries. There's so many things that can influence who tunes in, how well it's advertised, what conflicting shows are on. Let's say, for example, there's a conflicting football match on, you're going to get a lot less of people who watch football matches, that demographic tuning in. How can you predict that? Unless you go through all the TV schedules and look at all the advertisement that's been done for the show, you just don't know who's going to tune in. So there's just that massive degree of variability and randomness I just think is quite hard to predict. We're just kind of going off trends and hunches and how it makes us feel and how we've seen it make other people feel. So yeah, I'm not writing anyone off. If the right people show up to watch the show, both of these can go through, but I'm trying to be a little bit more definitive yes, no. So I would also say I think it's very hard for Slovenia to go in. I think that these three countries, I think one of these three will probably be last in the semi-final. Very curious to see who ends up coming last. I think at this point, this is where my quite confidence ends. Let's go through now the rest of them. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left, and I'm gonna go through. I'm still pretty confident that Albania is going to make it. As slightly disappointed as a lot of people were, that this didn't improve a lot from the national final. It's still very unique, very fresh sounding. It starts off the show in a brilliant way. There's a lot of real talking points. The hair helicopter, her raz, her spice, her attitude, how different it is. So yeah, I'm as sad as I am that they haven't been able to elevate the national final performance and actually probably end up getting a decent result in the final. I'm still sure that this is going to qualify. I'm a little bit sad that I think it's probably going to qualify and then not be maybe somewhere in the teens, maybe 16, 17, 18 or something like that. She's done her duty of being first, and last year they were second in the running order. So if she does qualify, she should be given a good running order spot. I would say Croatia is another one that I'm pretty sure are not going to make it. Now, another person, this kind of really breaks my heart. My issue here is these first 4 songs. So I was actually like, okay, what are the chances that all 4 of these songs, which I can definitely see the merits of all 4 of them qualifying. When was the last time that the first 4 songs from a semi-final all qualified? The answer is never. There's been 26 semi-finals and that has never happened. And to exaggerate further how impossible that is, even the first 3 songs, the first, the second and third song in the semi-final have never all qualified. So not only would we need the first time that all 3 had qualified, we'd actually need it to be all 4. Keep in mind, I've already put through Albania. So it just gets more and more like, unless this year is completely and utterly wackadoodle crazy, this whole new thing, statistically, one of these 4 absolutely and utterly has to go. And if you make me pick one to go, it's going to be between these 2. And I just don't know. I want Monica Leo so badly, but then I keep thinking about that stat I just told you where the first 3, there's usually one person who misses out. I've already put through Albania. I want to put through Latvia. That's another thing. I just think this is so fun. And I think a lot of kids are going to love this. Because they've taken out the pussy, it doesn't have that feel that some people felt that the lyrics were a little bit misogynistic. So I just don't think it's going to have that sour taste in the mouth that some people felt. I think people who don't know any of the backstory will just think this is a fun song about vegetarianism and environmentalism. So I think that's actually going to help a lot with the juries as well. So I'm putting Latvia through as a kind of I would say a semi-surprise, but actually I see they've moved up to 9th in the odds. I'm going to check the odds at the end because I don't want it to too much influence what I'm saying now. So yeah, based on the fact that I've put in the first and second running order, I feel like I have to put third in the running order out. And in doing so, that leaves the door open for me to put in Switzerland. Now you might say I feel like I'm being too constrained by my statistics. You've seen my running order videos before and how almost never more songs from the first half qualify than the second half. It's only happened twice out of 26 semi-finals. That's really rare. And the 2 times it happened, actually, funnily enough, were the same year. Now I've got 2 spots left. This is the one that is doing my absolute utter head in. I absolutely do not know what to do with this. So I had these guys as definitely in, and then I saw the rehearsals and I had them as out because I thought the rehearsals were a real flop. But then the videos coming from the jury show, which was last night, the jury have already voted. People were going absolutely batshit crazy for this, apparently. It was like the biggest cheer in the stadium, everyone crazy. Now, I've been asking people about this on Twitter and some of the subscribers here, what they think about it. And some people are saying, yeah, look, this is just made for a live arena show. It's very folky music. It's got that easy refrain of, hey, ho, let's go, folklore, rock and roll. Very easy to sing. You can pick it up very quickly. So it really not panders, but really plays to this live audience feel. Will that translate on TV? I have absolutely no idea. I've gone from definitely in to definitely out, back to like being 50-50. You guys remember when I did my original poll before rehearsals, this was bang on 50-50. It's gone to 26% with you guys since rehearsals. I don't know. At the end of the day, the majority of people voting are at home. Does this translate to the TV? I'm coming back to it. Don't worry, I will pick a side, but I'm just going to leave it here for now. I can put 2 more through out of these 4 songs. I'd have to put 2 out. Um, if I leave my heart at home and just go and I think just in my brain, I'm gonna have to say that Austria is out because I'd love this to go through. I love how they've sent a risk and they're thinking outside the box and they're not just going for a safe. Last year was so safe and boring, and this isn't safe and boring. I really, really want that to be rewarded, but I'm also gonna think, I feel like I need a sufficient amount of disappointment. I always feel like there's a level of disappointment after this qualifiers. I never get everything that I want. Right now, this is everything that I want. So I'm like, I need a quota of disappointment to come in. I've got some disappointment here, but I don't feel like I've enough disappointment. And this gives me that extra bit of disappointment. I have to admit, like, I'm not listening to the song a lot. I haven't even downloaded it yet. I'm just a fan of it because of all those risky, dangerous things that I love entries to do. It's such an unknown quantity to send an EDM song. They don't have a particularly great history. When Finland sent a route, they came last. Obviously, this is better than that, but still, if it's... Oh, fuck, this is so difficult. I think that Iceland has a really, really strong segment, the recap part. They have this gorgeous moment where the sun actually really works for them. I think their initial staging actually did use the sun on the lights. So in case you don't know, the sun is not going to move. It's stuck on its light side. I think that's what they had in their original plan because it doesn't look out of place at all with Iceland. And they have this fabulous moment in the final course where there's it's like a sunrise using the sun, all these beaming gold lights. It's really, really striking. And they've used it for their 10-15 second recap. And it's really, really memorable, and it comes with one of the best bits of the song as well. It's quite late as well. I think it's around 13 or 14, and so I'm tempted to put it through. Let's put Switzerland out, even though I think it's going to have a big audience. And he's got Sacha Jean-Baptiste staging. I think the hand gestures may be a bit too much, and it's just a little bit too early. So yeah, let's put that out, which automatically means that I'm putting Moldova and Iceland. I don't have very much faith in my choices. I just feel like these four are killing me. These four are absolutely and utterly killing me. I can see every single possible combination of these four. Let's look at the ones that have already gone through and what is missing. Is there anything folky? You could say Albania's got a bit of folk in it. Ukraine's got some folk in it. So is the folk quota met? Kinda. What about Switzerland? Is there ballady soft stuff? We've already got Greece. We've already got Netherlands. We've got Armenia with a soft tone as well. And Portugal. Is Portugal not going to take votes off Switzerland because they both got that chill vibe? How many first half songs do I have? I'm putting, because Moldova are 9th in the running order, I'm saying that they're neither in the first or the second half. I currently have 4 first half songs. So for that reason, I'm going to cut out Switzerland, sticking to my tried and tested that there is not more in the first half than the second half. That doesn't allow me to put Moldova in. I'm going to put through Iceland or Austria. Okay, I'm just going to stick with my main gut, which is that somehow this translates back home. Moldova's got a pretty good qualification record, so I do think people like this type of thing. Vocals are good as well, actually. He hits the vocals every single time. So let's just stick with Moldova, as massively confused with this all as I am. And my last one, I'm going back on backtracking. Who is my last person? Is it... I don't know. I kind of just want to sneak Iceland through. I don't know if it's wishful thinking because I've fallen in love with it recently. Let's do it. Which one do I want more? See, the thing is, I want them equally because I want Austria because it's unique. So I don't feel like I'm being indulgent here with Iceland. Let's go like this. Now I need to look at this and say, does this make me too happy? Because if it makes me happy, is that me being just self-indulgent? No, that's what I'm sticking with. It's terrible. Okay, well, you guys definitely have to leave who you think are, and we can look afterwards and see. Don't edit your comments, because if you edit your comments, it doesn't count. Don't forget to come and also keep in mind that I'm going to be live streaming this tonight, so don't forget to come and watch me. Obviously, I'm going to have my board and I'm going to have all my magnets with me, so we can do a little bit of fun, like moving things around. I've given you 10, but I just don't have the... I'm sorry, I can't have full confidence behind it. But no, that's nice. It's fun that we're going into a semi-final, and it feels like there are going to be some surprises. Let's go and have a look at the odds and see how the odds agree with me. So the odds put in the same definite sixes that I had. They also put through Albania, They all put through Moldova as well, and Latvia. So actually only one difference. They've put in Austria in 10th. They've left out, Iceland is in 13th. So yeah, actually, maybe I'm just wrong with Iceland, but I don't know. I feel like I want to take one risk. If I don't put in Iceland, I've taken no risks. I've gone with the top 9 in the odds, so that feels kind of lame. So I kind of want to have at least one surprise put through. So yeah, I'm picking 13th, which is Iceland. You know I'd love Lithuania. Lithuania are 12th. Switzerland 11th. I'm enjoying it more there are other songs I'd rather that went in above Switzerland. Croatia 14th, 15th is Denmark, 16th is Slovenia, and 17th is Bulgaria. So yeah, this and this swapped, and you have what the bookies have. This is before the shows. The bookies are pretty good at getting it after the show has actually happened. Look, guys, definitely want to know what you think. Tell me what I've gone on. I want clues. Give me clues. Please tell me what I'm getting wrong here. What am I missing? Why is this so hard? Help me. Please help me. That's it. Okay. I hope to see you tonight at the live stream. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. to watch it. I won't be here. I need to go into a different room because there are people next door to me and I can't wake them up at 3 a.m. So I will be in a different location, so don't be surprised. But I will have fridge magnets. I will be fulfilling your fridge magnet fantasies, and I hope to see you tonight. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another reaction video very soon. Goodbye.